Hello there! This hour on VerbLink, the next in my Hot Topics series. This is the class where we look at important news items from around the world. We talk about them from our own cultural perspective. We're going to be working on, of course, vocabulary, reading skills, and lots of discussion. And for today, we're going to be working specifically, let me go here so you can see what we're going to do, specifically on a news item, very recent. Here we go. I'll see if I can put this on the screen and then I'll give you a link. The topic is SeaWorld's profits plunge. And the question is, why? It may not be for the reason that you might imagine. I'll give you a link to this in a second, and we'll be talking and reading about this. But first, a quick introduction. I'm John Eric, your VerbLink teacher for this hour. I'm an American teacher from New York, coming at you today from Lisbon, Portugal, to bring you this class. By the way, if you go here, if you click on my name, it'll take you here, or you click in the VerbLink chat window, it'll take you here to my profile page, where on the left side you can follow me to get notified of my upcoming classes, and on the right you can book a private tutoring session or a package with me. I'll work with you on creating a personalized learning plan to help get you to your goals. So that's a little bit, just send me a message before you book so I can be sure there's time in my schedule for you. That's a little bit about me. Let's take a look at the material and let's say hello to everyone. Oh, look at all these people here. Oh my goodness, I'm overwhelmed. Rebecca, welcome back. How are you?
Hey, hello, how are you?
Hey.
Yeah, because well, I was unmuted. I'm talking alone.
You're not talking alone. You're talking with yourself. You're not alone.
Oh, yeah, with myself, yeah.
That's true.
Yes.
Mr. Jose, how are you?
Couldn't be better, John.
It's good. Jose,
Yeah.
it's,
And you?
it's time to change your greeting. It's been a month. You have to change your greeting. No more could it be better. You got to think of something new.
I have to change.
It's time to
A
change.
new state, make it more difficult.
Awesome.
Awesome. We've done awesome. It's got to be something. I don't know. Salam alaikum. I don't know. I have to think of something. I don't know. Hey, have any of you ever been to SeaWorld or something like it? Maybe in Spain there's something like it. I don't know. Do you know what SeaWorld is? Have either of you been to this place or heard of it? Have you heard of it?
All the species that living into the ocean.
Mm-hmm. That's the idea.
Yeah.
Here you can see it's a theme park, kind of like Disney World, and I'll show you a picture or two. Okay, so this is a good picture because this is what you see when you go to SeaWorld, stuff like this. Okay, is there anything like this in Spain?
Yes, there's one in Valencia, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Jose?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In my country, there are a big aquarium.
Yeah.
But this is not an aquarium. Look at it.
No, a show.
Yeah.
It's a
It's
show.
Yeah.
In Valencia.
Yeah.
I think.
The
I'm not there, right?
the show is into the place where is located the aquarium.
Oh, okay. And here you can.
In the at the same place, John.
Mm-hmm. And Rebecca, sorry, what were you saying?
Well, sorry, I think there's another one, I'm not sure, in Canary Islands.
In the Canaries. Could be, yeah.
Yeah.
There's not an aquarium, but there's an oceanarium in Lisbon, but there are no shows. They don't have the fish perform for you. You just go and watch them.
It's a show. It's not
yeah.
a show, kind of show.
There's no shows here. You just go and watch them intermingle.
Ah, okay.
As far as I know.
It's
As far as
famous in Miami, in your country, those things.
Right. But, here's the thing. In Portugal and Spain, there's something else called bullfighting. How do people feel about bullfighting today? Just out of curiosity. Is it a popular thing to go and watch?
Nowadays, there's a movement against the ancient tradition. You know.
Not ancient, but old tradition. Old.
Or yes, but I want to say more than all. You know,
There,
like something out of you know.
well, but ancient would be like 2,000 years ago. You know what I mean? Ancient is really, really old. So old is just old, or the traditional sports or traditional
And when something
spectacle.
is, you know, like food is out of date, you know, something is not in fashion, you know. Could I
Hmm.
say that?
You can't use ancient. No, ancient is like Greeks, Romans,
Main, yeah.
that kind of thing.
Okay, old. This old tradition.
Yeah,
Tradition, sorry.
yeah. That's what I thought as well. Because here there's also a movement against it. So that is the backdrop. That's the context. Think about that as we read about what's happening with SeaWorld, because maybe there's a connection. I don't know. Maybe. So I got a few questions for you. We already started, actually. A few questions. What is SeaWorld? Well, the answer is it's a theme park. That's a good
Theme,
vocabulary word for you. Theme park,
theme park.
like this
Okay.
in the chat window.
Theme park. Okay.
Disney World is also a theme park. Okay, so you can see what it is. It's a park that has a particular set of attractions. Disney World has Walt Disney characters. SeaWorld has sea life, and it's there for entertainment, not really there for scientific purposes. Look at question number 3. Okay, what is blackfish? Does that sound familiar to you? What is blackfish?
To me, it's not familiar. The word black. Well, blackfish. Black is the color black. Fish is fish.
That's true.
But the two words together, I don't know exactly what is the meaning.
Hmm. Tell you what.
Blackfish.
I'll tell you what. Maybe I can give you a link.
Me neither, yeah.
No? Okay. Maybe I'll give you a link, but I'll also put it on screen for you. Give me a second. Blackfish refers to this. You can see the website here. Give me a second while it's loading. And I'll put the link for you in the chat window. Okay. And I'm gonna see if I can just play a little introduction. You won't hear any sound, but you can maybe see just a little introduction here. It's a little bit slow. It's got to load. Hold on a second. This is a DVD. No, we want to watch. Uh oh, same page. I thought there was. You know what? I'm going to go to the gallery. Let me see if I can just show you a picture instead. Give me a second. Gallery. Here we go. Okay. So take a look at these pictures.
Okay.
Okay. So these look like anything you might see at a theme park, right? Let's see if I can. No. Okay, so that's not what I wanted to show you. Let me change one more time. I was looking for a different picture. Ah, this is what I wanted. The trailer. This is what I wanted. I'm going to see if I can just show you the first couple of seconds of the trailer without sound and give you an idea about what this is. So let me see if I can play this. Okay, there we go. I'm going to put it in the center so you can see it. Okay, can you see the film or the footage?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as you look at these images, I want you to tell me what you think this film is about.
Is experience with a human being with a how do you call worlds
That is,
dolphin
yeah,
dolphin
that's not a dolphin though.
dolphin.
To me, it is the experience to live or to spend 1 day with sharks or with dolphins.
Except that's not a dolphin. That's a what do we call those? Well, maybe it's a blackfish because it's called blackfish.
Yes.
Normally, everyone will say orca, but I don't know if that's the actual name because of the movie Orca, those big black and white things. But look at this. Look what's happening here. What's happening in this footage now?
There are some. It's like there are some comments from people who had experience with them.
And what are they doing here? Look, they're out in the ocean, and if you saw, they were capturing the dolphins or the whales. And these are people, I imagine. So you got the trainer who works with the whale,
Yes.
and then it looks like you have also people who try to capture and perhaps hunt. This is what I'm seeing anyway. I haven't seen the film. I've heard about the film, but I haven't actually seen it. Here, you get little shots of a courtroom. So there was a few quick shots of a courtroom. Okay, so we'll stop there and we'll go to the actual. Wait a second, let me turn this off. Okay, so that was a little bit about the trailer. So it gives you a sense of what you're going to read about. By the way, what is PETA? Do you know what PETA is?
Say again, please. PETA.
Yeah, question number 4. What is PETA?
Yeah.
PETA is a kind of turtle.
No. It's
No?
it's in capitals because it's the name of an organization.
The name of our organization.
How do you call something when it's in capital and is the first name of the, well, in this case, an organization, but for example, ONU, or how do you call that?
Well, we
In
have
Spain we say siglas, maybe you are familiar with that word.
Yeah, it's initials, but we've got two things.
Initials, okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yes.
Also, you've got acronym.
Okay.
Got two things. The initials is when you just put the first letter of every word. Okay? Like what you said, Rebecca. An acronym is when you create a brand new word that is formed from the words in a sentence. So for example, CIA are the initials for Central Intelligence Agency. Right?
Yeah, that was exactly the thing I was looking for.
Yeah, so that's the initials.
Yeah.
An acronym is when it turns into an actual word.
Okay.
Like, let me think of a quick example. If I can think of an example, I'll tell you. Right now, I can't think of a good example. Like scuba. That's a good example. Scuba, right? That actually is initials. It's self-contained underwater breathing apparatus, scuba. But it's become a word. So maybe that's an example of an acronym, right? Because everyone just says scuba. It's now its own word. So PETA or PETA, depending on how you say it, does anyone know what that is? Have you heard of that before?
I have found out the meaning of PETA. Is ethical treatment of animals.
Right. Protection. The P is for protection, I think. I have to take a look.
Yes.
But yes, ethical treatment of animals.
It's an organization, no?
That's right.
That take care about the animals.
Acronym.
Right. And the P is for people. People for the ethical treatment of animals. Okay, and if you want a link to PETA, there's a link. Oh, sorry, that's a Google link, but it'll take you to the... Let me give you the actual link. Okay, if you're interested, there you go. So, you can already see what this article is going to be about. it's going to be about the relationship between the film Blackfish and the reaction in the world of entertainment, particularly in theme parks like SeaWorld. And as you know from the title, profits plummeted. What does... Oh, I didn't say plummet, sorry. Plunge. Profits plunge. Is plunge a good thing or a bad thing if you want profits?
Well, I don't know.
Is plunge go up or go down? Two choices. Look at the picture.
Yeah, go down.
Of course.
Go down.
The lightning bolt shows you it's in the arrow, shape of an arrow going down. So
the profits are going down. No.
Yeah, going down very fast.
Very fast. Yes,
very fast.
Because the people don't have any money for it, you know? Are very expensive.
Not for that reason. Not for that reason. Okay, we're going to take a look at two sets of keywords that you're going to see in the article. Okay? And what I want you to do is read through them. Tell me if there's any words that you need to clarify. If you know them, we'll move on. Okay?
Okay.
So, Rebecca, do you think you could just read through the keywords on this page? And Jose, you'll do the next one. Okay?
Yeah. Controversial, deserted, mistreated, provides, documentary.
Nope. Wait. Profits.
Profits. Yeah, sorry. Profits. Yes, profits. Documentary, market value, Wall Street.
Okay. And also be careful with documentary. Docu. That's it.
Document. Okay, documentary.
Good. And the stress, documentary, is on the ment.
Documentary.
Good. So, any of these words on the screen unclear or need clarification? Is everything more or less clear?
Mistreated.
Mistreated. Okay.
Yeah.
So, if I treat you well, what might I do? I treat you well, Rebecca.
You are having a good behavior with me.
Exactly. So mistreat is the opposite of treat well.
Okay.
Mistreat.
You are being rude with me.
Exactly. Rude.
Also unpolite.
Rude, impolite.
Impolite.
Or abusive.
Yeah.
To abuse.
Okay.
Okay. In some way to abuse.
Okay.
Okay. Jose, can you read through these vocabulary words for us?
Okay. Infiltrated, insane, combines, profitable, sanctuaries, shares, revenue.
Okay, two words you should repeat.
Okay.
First. Convince. Convince. Good. And the last one too. Revenue. That's it.
Okay.
Good. Okay. In a company, what is revenue? Let's see if we can define that one. What is revenue? For example, in Verbling, where does Verbling get its revenue from?
From the students, of course.
Partly, yeah. Partly from the students.
Because the students have to pay to learn English.
Exactly. So when you pay, that's a major part of the revenue. And maybe there's other sources as well, right? There could be. What else can a company do to generate revenue? Rebecca, what else can a company do to generate revenue besides have clients pay? That's
okay. Maybe for some advertisements.
Yeah. Okay. Ad revenue, for example.
Yes.
Right. So you can sell space somewhere. So, for example, I don't think Verbling does this.
No, but another website, yes, you know.
Yeah, exactly. So if you go to their website and you see an ad that takes you out of their website, you click on it, they get a portion of the money, right, that you'll ultimately spend, right? So that's another way to generate revenue. Okay, so I think you got the idea of revenue. Okay, and, okay, infiltrated at the top. What do you think infiltrated means? And by the way, In Spanish, it probably has something to do with water, because in Portuguese, it has something to do with water leaking through the roof of your house, but that's not what it means in English in this case. If I infiltrate your organization, am I welcomed in your organization? Do people know about me?
Enter or gain access into the organization.
Exactly. And do people know that I'm doing it, or is it a secret?
No, it's a secret.
It's a secret, right. So, you're basically a spy if you infiltrate an organization. Okay. Think about those words as we start to read, and let's jump ahead. This article is actually pretty short. It's just 13 paragraphs, okay? It's pretty short. So, Jose, why don't you start us off? The title and the first 3 paragraphs.
SeaWorld sees profits plunge 84% as customers desert controversial park.
Good. But one thing, when you see SI, right? SI equals the sound sh. So it's going to be controversial.
Controversial.
Right. So
controversial.
Good. So even though there's an I in the word, you don't actually pronounce the I. The SI is exactly like SH. Sh. Shall. Controversial.
Controversial.
That's it. Okay, keep going.
SeaWorld has suffered an 84% collapse in profits. Customers have deserted the controversial aquatic theme park company because of claims that it mistreated orca whales. The company trains dolphins and killer whales to perform tricks in front of stadiums full of people. Full of people, no?
That's right. Full of people.
Full of people. They have suffered declines in attendance, sales, and profits because people think they don't treat their animals well.
Treat
their animals well. SeaWorld has been in the news since the 2013 documentary Blackfish said that its treatment of orca whales made the whales act violently.
Not this way. Violently.
Okay. Violently, no?
Wait. Forget it. Violently. Forget about the O. We really don't pronounce the O. Just violently.
Okay. Violently. Act violently, and that this caused the death of 3 people. After the documentary was shown, attendance collapsed and the company lost more than half on its market value on Wall Street. Its former CEO also had to leave the company.
Wow. Think about that for a second.
Yes.
By the way, let's say hello to Mr. Giancarlo. Hello, Giancarlo. How are you?
Fine. Thank you, John. Good morning.
Have you ever seen the documentary Blackfish or heard of it, Giancarlo?
Blackfish? No, John. No.
So if you want to take a look later, just take a look in the chat window here. You can see the trailer. Okay, so mark that link. Take a look at it later. So think about that last sentence for a minute. The company lost more than half of its market value on Wall Street. Someone explain what that means. It lost half of its market value on Wall Street. What does that mean? That doesn't mean that. It doesn't necessarily mean that the public stopped going to the company, stopped paying for tickets. It could be related, right? But it doesn't necessarily have anything to do with the public. What did happen? And for that, you need to know what market value means, right? So what is the market value of SeaWorld? What does that mean, market value?
The market value means the value of the shares.
Exactly, of the shares. Good.
Shares, yeah.
Right. It's the share value. Okay. How do you say shares in Spanish, Rebecca?
Acciones.
Acciones, right? So And in English, it's possible to say actions. It's
Ah,
not. It's not a word that's used as often, but it's possible to say that too. Anyway, shares. You're right.
okay, thank you.
It's the value of the shares. And what are shares? What are acciones? What are they?
In the market.
I know, but what are they actually? If you had to define them, how would you define a share of a company? What is it? Is it a thing? Is it a person? Is it a vegetable?
Is in the well, I'm confused. They are in the market, Wall Street, in Europe, in
Yeah, but what is a share?
Share is the value. Is one share, companies are divided into shares.
Exactly.
It depends on the company, the value change. It depends on the moment, the value change, and people makes a lot of money with that stuff.
Or loses a lot of money. Yeah.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Right. But that's the key, what you said a moment ago. Companies are divided into shares. So a share is a portion of a company owned by private individuals.
Yes.
Here's the tricky thing in English. We say a company is public when it is actually private. That's what's confusing. A group of private individuals own a company. Therefore, in English, we say the company is public, which is really bizarre because, in fact, the company is private. But we say public because we mean that the company is sold in a public market, in a public forum. And in theory, any of you can buy a portion of the company. In theory. In practice, it's not really possible because people don't have the kind of money that it takes to buy portions of companies, right? It takes a lot of money. How much is the share of Google these days? Does anyone know?
I don't know.
I
What is
have
the
no
share
idea.
of Google? I don't
The,
have any.
the last time I looked, it was $400 or more, and it had started off lower than that. So if you had bought it in even, I don't know, 10 years ago or whatever.
You will
It,
reach now.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
a good company to invest money, no, in shares.
Today, I don't know, but yeah, it was traded in 2003 is when it went public. And we have that expression, by the way, for your notes, right? To go public. To go public. That means that there's an IPO, which is initial public offering, a public offer. So when a company is sold in the market, the IPO is the initial rate or the initial value that the shares will be sold for. Okay, so just so you have a little background on what market value means. But you're right, Rebecca, it's the value of the share, how much a share costs. Another way to say that is how much it is worth, how much a share is worth. So here's a question for you. Should the SeaWorld be allowed to be sold on Wall Street? It's training animals these are not fish, of course, these are mammals, but they're basically, arguably, they're endangered because pretty much all sea life at this point is facing serious challenges, very serious challenges, right? The amount of plastic in the water has been in the news recently. The acidity of ocean water seems to be rising in certain parts, which is causing serious problems, for example, to the Great Barrier Reef or crustaceans, things that have to create shells to survive. The acidity of the water softens the shells and makes them vulnerable and perhaps kills them. These are issues that have been in the news recently because of climate change. So, is it ethical? We don't have to have the discussion now. We should read the rest of the article, but just think about that. Does it surprise you, and is it ethical that SeaWorld is a publicly traded company like a tech company, just like Google or Microsoft? Does that surprise you in any way? Think about that as we continue, okay? Rebecca, can you take 4, 5, and 6, please? Don't forget to turn on your microphone.
Yeah, sorry, yes. Okay, let's go. You said 6. Okay.
4, 5, and 6.
Okay. Animal rights activists say that orcas kept in tanks die at a younger age than wild whales. SeaWorld started a marketing campaign to show that this isn't true. It cut ticket prices and spent $10 million on marketing, but SeaWorld CEO Joel Mainby had to admit that the company is still struggling to convince the public that it treats its whales well. We realize we have much work ahead of us, Maybe said. Talking about the company's reputation, he said, "Early feedback on our campaign has been positive. However, we recognize that solving our image problems in California will be challenging."
Okay, what does he mean by image problems, Rebecca? Just to be clear.
Yeah, the news that people are getting from, different medias like newspapers or other medias,
Mm-hmm. And what is the image that SeaWorld has now that it didn't have before?
It's a bad image because now there are a group who is considering they are treating badly the animals, the whales and the orcas. So they are considering, I don't know the word. How is the word? Abusement, abusements.
Abuse.
Abuses.
Yeah, abuses, right.
Abuses.
And you can also say mistreatment. Mistreatment.
Mistreatment. Yes.
Yeah, and the animals are mistreatment.
The animals are mistreated.
Mistreated. Okay, so it's treat the verb, and the past participle, mistreated.
That's right. The past participle, mistreated.
Thank you.
So, this is a big deal, actually, because this is a major theme park. Always advertising when I was a kid, right? Disney World, SeaWorld, all of these worlds. What's the other one? Disneyland. There's one in California, there's one in Florida. All right. Well, we're actually almost done the article. We're about halfway through, but there's just a few short paragraphs. So, Mr. Giancarlo, why don't you take 7, 8, and let me see, 7, 8, and 9. 7, 8, 9, 10. These are really short, actually.
Okay. We will continue to fight with the facts because the facts are on our side, he said.
Who's he?
I'm sorry?
Who's he?
We will continue to fight with the facts because the facts are on our side, he said.
Yeah, but who is he? He said. Who is he?
Let me see. Manby, maybe?
Manby. And Manby, who is Manby? Just to be clear.
Let me... Joel Manby had to admit the company is still struggling to convince the public to trade this whales well.
Yeah.
Is the CEO
exactly.
of SeaWorld. Is the CEO of SeaWorld.
So it's important to see here that it's not the activists saying the facts are on our side. It's the CEO saying the facts are on our side. Okay, just want to point that out so we didn't get confused, because the animal rights activists are accusing SeaWorld of mistreatment, and Manby, the CEO, is saying that the facts are not on their side, they're on our side. Let's see how he defends himself. Go ahead, Giancarlo.
Manby, who joined the company as CEO in 2015 to help the company recover, said he would give a presentation on his vision for the future of the company at a special event on 6 November. There are already plans for a new shark exhibition in Orlando and an attraction in San Antonio that will allow customers to swim with dolphins in a naturalistic setting.
And one more?
The company's financial report released on 6 August showed profits in the second quarter dropped from 37.4 million in 2014 to 5.8 million in 2015. This is an 84% decrease. Revenue fell from 405,000 million.
No thousand, just million.
Okay, 405 million to 392 million. Attendance dropped by more than 100,000 million.
There's no million, there's no M.
100,000 from 6.58 million to 6.48 million.
Okay, there's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of numbers there. I'm going to say the numbers. I'm going to just read that one more time just to get used to it. Okay, so make sure it's clear.
Please.
Dropped from $37.4 million. You need to say dollars. $37.4 million in 2014 to $5.8 million in 2015. This is an 84%. Oh my God! This is an 84% It's not increase. It's decrease. Why I keep saying increase? Wait. This is an 84% decrease. Revenue fell from $405 million to $392 million. Notice I don't repeat the word dollars. If I say it once, I don't need to say it again in the same sentence. Notice that I do say hundred. 405 million to 392 million. So I do need to say 100 million. Is that clear?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Can I say, for example, $405 million, or it's necessary to say 405?
No, you don't have to say the and. In American English, we usually drop the ands. Don't, yeah, 405. Yeah, it's okay. It's fine. Okay. In British English, I think they tend to say the and more than we do. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, you can drop them. And then finally, attendance dropped by more than 100,000. Notice I say 100,000. What's actually written is 100,000. So I should really say 100,000 because that's what's written on the page. So because it's written as a number, so to say the number 100,000. If I say it as a word, it's 100,000.
Is there a difference between 100,000 and 100,000, or
yeah?
Why do you mention?
Because if you're reading it as a word, you have to put an article. If you're reading it as an amount, then you would say 100,000. So just that. Here it's written as a value, so I should really say 100,000 because it's very precise. So when we're speaking in general, we tend to say 1,000,000, 100, 1,000, 100,000. When we're speaking in generalities, and those are words. So here it's really written as a number. I could read it either way, but because these numbers are so precise, I should probably read it really as a precise number and say 100,000. So it has to do with how precise you're being. If you're being precise, you got to say the 1. If you're speaking in general, you say 100,000. So it's just the difference between being specific about a number or just a general amount. And then the last two, 6.58 million to 6.48 million. Okay? Why does it not say 6.58 M? It does not say M, it says million. Why does it say million here and it doesn't say million before? Isn't that strange?
Yes, 6.58 million to 6.48 million.
Right.
Million.
Why million? The answer is that this is not a dollar value. Therefore, you do not abbreviate million to M. This is about the attendance. So when we're talking about money, we can make this abbreviation M for million, and I think it's B or BN for billion. But when we're talking about things other than money, we probably are not going to abbreviate it. So that's There's no rule about this, but I'm just telling you the reason why the Guardian chose to write out the word million. Okay, any questions about the numbers we've seen here? Or how to say them? Any questions? We cool? I'll take that as a yes. Okay,
Yeah.
so Jose, 11, and Rebecca,
Yes.
12 and 13. Okay?
Okay. Analysts will not be closely watching SeaWorld's sales and attendance numbers in the third quarter, which is traditionally the company's most profitable and covers the summer holiday season. Attendance may suffer from a fresh scandal in July 2015. It was alleged
Alleged.
It was alleged that a SeaWorld employee had infiltrated animals' rights protest groups against the company.
That's interesting. Why, Jose, why do you think? Oh, first of all, what does it mean to allege? Does that mean that it's a fact or that it's
Alleged
a
is
rumor?
when you make an allegation, I think is
Right,
the meaning, no?
right. It's an allegation, so it's not been proven. Why do you think a SeaWorld employee might have infiltrated an animal rights protest group? What do you think the motivation could have been if it was
Because
true?
because the revenue of the employee could going down, I think.
Really? You think that?
or, or because he was sensible about the mistreating of the animals.
Oh, I don't agree with you about that. I don't agree. I think he was trying to sabotage the animal rights group. Sabotage.
Yes, sabotage. Yeah,
I think so. Yeah. So in other words, the allegation, I think the allegation is that SeaWorld tried to destroy the animal rights group from inside by putting a spy in there. Or maybe just see what they're doing to spy on them. Maybe just spying in general. Okay, Rebecca, can you finish it up? 12 and the last sentence 13.
Yeah. Jeff Gordman, director of Animals Love for People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, PETA, said, SeaWorld has a spying scandal. Animals are dying in the tanks, and tens of thousands of people are against its plan to build a new orca prison. Families just don't want to buy tickets to see orcas going insane inside tiny tanks. SeaWorld's orcas won't recover, and SeaWorld's profit won't recover either until it empties its tanks and builds
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
sanctuary.
Uh-oh.
Army.
Okay. Sanctuaries.
Sanctuaries.
Yes. Say
By the coast. What does it mean?
sanctuaries. A place that is designed to treat the animals well, that's not designed for entertainment. It's like saying a nature reserve. A nature reserve is a sanctuary.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Say that again for me. Sanctuary.
Sanctuaries.
Good. Remember, the TU is a ch. Sanctuaries.
Sanctuaries.
That's it. Okay, and the last sentence?
SeaWorld Shane. I can't keep reading. Wait a second, please. I always forget to open the link.
Okay. I'll read the last sentence. It's very short.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Yeah.
SeaWorld's shares, which were worth $39 in 2013 or 2013, fell to just under $18 in August 2015. So that's the market share that we've been seeing. So What do you think about this? Wow. Here's a few questions just to make sure that the text was clear. Is this true or false? After a documentary was made in 2013, the company lost more than half of its market value. True or false? Class.
Well, first I like to. Okay.
Sorry, yeah.
So,
Go ahead. Sorry.
I heard one true, and I heard one.
No, I just say my opinion. Next one.
What were you going to say, Giancarlo?
Well, firstly, I would like to check the video. I would like to see the video in order to know what is it all about.
Right.
But as I understood that there are some problems here inside this company, this beautiful company, because most of the people we like to see the animals, the dolphins, the whales, etc. Inside of the company, I see in this article that there are a lot of problems inside of it because they mistreat animals. They don't give a good service to animals that are captive, and of course it represents a huge problem for our society because we are part of this planet and animals are part of the planet too. So I consider that it's true.
Instead of saying consider, remember the correction from the other one?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I would say that
I
it's
would
true.
say that. Right.
Thank you, John. Thank you so much.
So
yeah.
Let's consider a false friend. When you want to say consider, I would say, because it's really like using a conditional. So yeah, I think it's pretty clearly true that the documentary was critical, people became aware, and the company started to lose profits. Seems pretty clear-cut. But I have not seen the film either. I've just heard the title, and I've seen the trailer. That's it. But I definitely would like to see it. Actually, it's hard to watch these kinds of documentaries because it's very hard to see people abuse animals, which are pretty defenseless. SeaWorld's CEO says that the claims are true. Look at number 6. It's just a comprehension check question. Remember the guy? Just forgot his name now. Give me a second. Manby, that was his name. Manby, does he say that the claims are true or false? Remember the quote about the facts are on our side? So does the CEO say that the claims are true or false? Uh-oh. No one? No one? Really? This is not obvious? Number 6? It's not clear?
It's true.
It's true that the CEO says that the claims are false. The claims, what do we mean by
true? They say are true.
He doesn't say they're true. It's false. Manby says that the claims are not true. That's why he's building a new center in Orlando. He's building a new one because he says it's not true. So the activists are saying that the documentary is true and that the claims are true. Manby is saying that the claims are false. Think about that part of the article here on slide 5, paragraph 7. We will continue to fight because the facts are on our side, he said. He was Manby. Right? So that's the part where we stopped to clarify who was saying that. Okay, is that clear? Any questions about that? Of course, the CEO isn't saying that they abuse animals. He's saying the opposite. Okay, any questions about that? No? PETA, number 7. PETA and SeaWorld. Sorry, PETA says, by the way, some people say PETA, other people say PETA. I say PETA because it looks like PETA to me. PETA says that SeaWorld should build coastal sanctuaries and not keep whales in tanks. If they build a sanctuary, that means that the whales will be basically free to swim around. rather than being stuck in a tank. That's basically the idea. So is that true or false that PETA says that, according to the article?
It's true.
It is true. They mentioned that.
It's true.
So if you think about a sanctuary, it's like a nature reserve, right? You can't build certain things there. The animals are basically left to be in their natural habitat, basically, to some degree or to a major degree. Okay? And I think the other ones are pretty clear about what's true and what's false. What I want to do is I'm going to jump forward here to the discussion, and I want to get your opinion. Imagine for a second we're together, our class, us. We have won an all-expensive paid trip to an aquatic theme park. Maybe the one in Valencia. I don't know. Maybe the one in Orlando. The only condition is that you must agree to be filmed for a publicity video during the trip. Discuss how you feel about this and what you would do. Okay, so let's say we're going to go to Orlando, Florida. We don't have to pay for anything. We get a hotel to stay in. We get a free flight. We get dinner when we're there. The only condition is that we have to take part in a publicity video. We have to be in a TV commercial, right? Maybe several other videos. That's the only condition. How do you feel about that?
Well, no, I'm sorry. Go ahead. You first, please. Thank you.
Right, Rebecca, start us off. How do you feel about it?
Me?
Yeah, you start.
Okay. I wouldn't feel very badly because I wouldn't participate in that show, you know. I wouldn't like it. It's my idea. I am against everything. I am against of things with animals, you know. So I wouldn't like it.
So you wouldn't go. You wouldn't go to Orlando if you won a trip.
No, even if the trip would be free, I wouldn't, because I would consider myself as a part of an experiment, and I wouldn't like it.
Right. So you think? Tell me if you agree with me. You think we should boycott theme parks like this? Boycott.
Boycott. Well, boycott.
In other words,
I wouldn't do nothing specific, you know. Just I wouldn't participate in that.
That's what boycott means. It means don't participate.
Okay. Well, I boycott the idea.
Yeah. Well, you can't boycott an idea. You can only boycott a place or boycott an action. So you would boycott the theme park, and you feel that others should also boycott participation in theme parks, right?
Okay. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Okay. Giancarlo?
Yes, John. Well, I would have accepted the invitation before reading this article, but
Yes.
now that I read it, after reading the article, I wouldn't go because of all the problems that this park involves.
Yeah. I don't know if I would have gone even before reading the article because I don't know. I went to see a bullfight once when I first came to Portugal because I know it's traditional, so I wanted to see it once with my own eyes, and I was not impressed at all. So I kind of have the same feeling here. I don't think that watching whales act the way humans want them to act is interesting. You know what was interesting? I was once in Iceland, and if you're sitting in a cafe in Reykjavik, the capital, and you look out in the ocean, you can actually see whales. I'm not saying it happens every day, but you can actually see because that's where they are in the north areas, right? That was interesting, even though it's just like a little quick, fleeting glimpse. That was more exciting. So that's how I feel. I feel very uneasy about it because it seems like they're behaving unnaturally. And then we read about the documentary and we start to see that it goes much, much, much beyond just forcing them to act in this way. So yeah, I'd feel very, very uneasy about it. And Jose, what about you?
Yes. After I've read this article, I feel scared. I didn't have any idea about the mistreating of animals on this way, because I in my to me, I think the mistreatment of animals is not good.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like to be filmed for a publicity video during the trip.
Right.
I wouldn't like to go to the trip, John.
Exactly.
Because before I didn't have any idea.
What about the aquatic park in Valencia? How do you feel about that now? Do you think it's better than this, or do you think it's the same?
Oof, I don't know exactly if it will be better or it's the same. In Valencia, we have a big aquarium. Beside the aquarium, there is a SeaWorld.
Right.
But
Right.
in this SeaWorld, there are dolphins, no whales, only dolphins.
So does that mean that it's possibly less inhumane? Do you think it might be better? I don't know. I'm just curious. By the way, look at the word here. Inhumane
Inhumane.
refers to,
Yes.
it's a synonym for mistreating
Yes.
animals.
To
So
me, it's inhumane. I think it's not a good idea. The coaches treat the animals on this way.
right. Well, it certainly does raise some questions.
This
So
article is very interesting, John.
good. Then I've done my job. I've ruined the tourist industry, which is my job here in Verbling. No, I'm just kidding. Well, no, I think it's interesting, and it's also interesting to see what different people think from different cultures. We all seem to agree about this, which is also interesting. My main question, the one I asked you in the beginning, was, do you find it surprising that SeaWorld is traded on the stock market? I don't know why, but I find that a bit surprising, because anything that has to do with animals, it doesn't seem natural for it to be traded like another commodity. It seems fundamentally different to me. So that's the first red flag that goes up for me, is why on earth is it traded like you would trade something that makes technology or anything else. Of course, weapons companies are also traded on the stock market. Defense contractors, which are, basically involved in, warfare, are also traded on the stock market. So there's a lot of questionable things that are traded on the stock market. But anyway, that's the first thing that struck me when I read the article. So if this makes you think a little bit more about the issue, great. You can send questions and comments to my through my message. What am I trying to say? Through the message window, if you like. There's a few vocabulary exercises you could try as well, particularly on slides 8. You've got a word family exercise, which is interesting. You've got to go back and look at the different forms of words in the article. And on slide 5, you have a short writing assignment if you'd like to do it. And I'll be happy to put the answers for you at the end of the document. If you want, just send me a message. If you're interested, write me a message. Okay, I'll be back in just a minute to do part 2. To do part 4, the last part in our Business Basics series about promotions. So we're going to try to actually get a promotion in the next class. So stick around for that. Bye for now, everyone.
Bye-bye.
See you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
See you.